Greetings, greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I have this fun thing that I've been thinking about doing for kind of months, and so I just put it on my calendar that we were going to do it, and then it's while I'm in Texas that the date, it's been on the calendar for a long time, but I think everybody is going to really like it because it's kind of all about us. So I hope that you each have your art journals out, and we're going to do this one in markers, but just know that we're going to be able to replicate this in all kinds of mediums. I want you to really be thinking about that and be thinking about, remember, we've talked in the past about when you learn a new technique, do it a bunch of times. If you do it a bunch of times, then you're going to, well, number one, you're going to get to know that technique, right? And the more you do it, the more kind of you tweak it a little bit and you make it a little bit more your own, or you experiment with different mediums, you experiment with different substrates, all the things, right? Good morning, Barbara. How are you this morning? So glad you're here. So glad you're here. Who else is here? Let's see. Anyway, I hope that you have your art journal. A reminder about the postcard swap. Let's keep talking about that. I'll have more to talk about when I get home. Good morning, Lynn. But I did want to talk to you about, even if you don't, well, I can't imagine that you wouldn't create artsy postcards, but I just love postcards in general. So I have a habit of buying a bunch of postcards wherever I go, and so I bought a bunch. And I sent some to children in my family. I think that's a way to start to introduce them to the world. My mother did that, and I'm carrying on that tradition. But I also picked some random friends from our art community to send a postcard to here from Austin. So everybody be watching your mailbox, and then let's really talk about doing a postcard swap when we get home, or when I get home, or you can start now. Pick some friends that you're feeling like you just want to send a little bit of art to. And if you send one to my post office box, I will send one back. I am still working on my my artsy postcards here in the hotel room, and today it is supposed to rain incredibly here, so I told Jeff I played for 2 days, I need to do some work today, so I'll be doing that, and then I get to go hang out with my kid today, so I get to go to his new office, and then who knows where the wind will blow us. Who knows? Someplace amazing, I'm sure. But be that as it may. So get your art journal out and find a clean page. Oh, here's the page that I created with the, remember when we did the color wheel? I cut the piece out, and I did a art journal page with that. If you get my newsletter, you would have seen it there. And then I added one of our artsy stamps. And then I added a flower, or excuse me, a butterfly from, we have great clouds today. Interesting. I wonder what's going to happen. If you're going to get rain too. This was from Artsy Posy fodder, I believe. Anyway, and then I did some hand lettering. I added a piece of painty washi tape that I had on my camera stand forever. You know, I usually when I have my craft mat out, I will just stick a piece of my artsy washi down, and I will paint it with kind of whatever I got going. So then you have this ongoing art fodder that who knows what you'll use it on, right? And this has been months on my camera stand, but the other day I was like, ooh, that would be perfect with that blue background. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Like every time I look at it, I can see all of the layers. Do you know what I mean? I can see the stamped French words with the Unity stamp. I can see, so I did my lettering. Remember I had done those, I had used that stencil and I put paint on it here, and then I stamped with it here and here all over. But this one was kind of right in the middle of this bigger circle, and I thought, what a perfect guide for my lettering. So be on the lookout. Amazing stuff is going to happen to you as long as you see, whoa, as long as you see it. Sorry, I hit my camera stand. As long as you're open to it, artsy stuff is going to happen. It's going to happen. It'll be right there in front of you. So I'm getting out my Posca pens, but you use whatever you kind of have going. So here's where we're going to start. We're going to create our artsy community right here on our page. And I just thought it was the perfect, way to tell you that I just think about you all the time. You are always on my mind. You're always on my heart. And so I thought, let's commemorate that. Anne's Artsy Community. So I'm just taking a blank page and I'm taking a pencil. This is that mechanical pencil. It's so cool. It's a pencil that holds 3, I'm sure I've shown this before, but I'm going to a stationery store with my kid and I can hardly wait, because when I went there the last time, okay, so this unscrews and then watch. This has 3 different cartridges. So 2 inks. I have pink and black, gray, and then I have a mechanical pencil cartridge. And so then you just screw it back on, and then click it and it changes. So there's the gray, there's the pink, and there's the pencil. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to just draw a circle. But here's the thing, you can draw whatever shape you're kind of feeling, right? Oh, it's amazing, Lynn. I love it so much. Okay, so we're going to do something that I've seen this trend all over social media. And you know, I just always feel like our art journals is the best place to play with trends, art trends that are kind of out and about. So I'm going to take so I have 5 colors of Poscas, right? And now I'm going to take one. So I'm going to use this coral pink. I'm going to start to make lines all the way around my circle. And I kind of purposely drew a bunch of circles with my pencils so that I'm not so caught up in it has to be even, and do you know what I mean? Whatever. I promise it does not. Hey, Sammy. Okay, so there's my one circle around with one color. Now I'm going to take another color and I'm going to do something similar, but I'm going to space it just a little bit. This is remember this pen? I don't know what I did that got it all cruddy on the end, but I did. So I'm going to have to, I think, probably buy a new one someday. So we're just going to continue. And they don't have to be in any particular order, right? They can just be however you put them down. Just make sure there's a little space in between. And take your time. Don't feel like you need to rush it or... Hi, Lisa. Hey, Tam. How are you this morning? Good morning, Vicky. How are you today? So yeah, it's supposed to be a crazy thunderstorm today. So I thought, what a better day to make art in my hotel room than that. Okay, so, oh good, Tam, then this is perfect. I'm going to this Japanese, I don't know if it's considered like a stationery store. I don't know. It's just cool. I've gotten so many cool things there. But last time I went, they had all kinds of refills for these pens. So I want to buy a whole bunch of different colors. And I will get a card from that store and I'll see if they ship or if they, you know, all the things. If you can shop online, because you know, we would like to give our hard-earned dollars to independent stores. I know we all buy from the big A, but when we can, let's try to, you know, support local or independent if we don't have local. Okay. And now my last color is green, and this one's a chisel, but I love the color so much that I just need to make sure that I remember. Yeah. So now I'm just kind of filling in where there's space. Do you know what I mean? We're going to go all the way around. Oh, this one's really juicy because I just kept activating it when I pumped it like that. So now I need to be a little bit careful. So just take your time. There we go. Going all the way around. And now, this is the section where I feel like we kind of need to take our time. So let me know how everybody's doing on this far. Like, is everybody, are you all pretty caught up? Have you gone all the way around? Let me know. You know, I couldn't bring just one pouch of pens. I have so many because I just can't help myself. Okay, for this one, I think I'm going to use this jelly roller. I have just a black jelly roller. Okay, so this, you're going to start to see it come to take shape. Now we're going to draw circles on the top of each of these lines. And that is all of our heads. So just take your time. We're not in a rush. We have a whole hour, remember? I just thought this was, I've been wanting to do this with us for a long time. And I just decided today was the day. Well, I decided a long time ago that today was the day, but you know what I'm saying. So just taking our time, drawing a bunch of heads. There we go. So I'm just going to tell you, the chair, the desk chair in this hotel room does not have wheels. And I'm just going to tell you, that's a little frustrating. It would be much more convenient if it did. Okay, I'm going to, everybody take a drink. So, I thought that this would be a cool way for us to just commemorate arting together, because we've been arting together for quite some time. Some of you are new, but there's lots of old friends. And this is, remember that song from Girl Scout, Make New Friends But Keep the Old? One are silver and the other's gold. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like every day when we meet and are so lucky to make art together. I just love it. So just know that this technique, this, I don't know what you would call it, just an art form, can be adapted in so many ways. I played with an idea of doing it in like a spiral. I've seen them where they fill a shape. I've seen them where they did a letter. I've seen them, oh my gosh, so many applications. I thought it was apropos because on Tuesday, after we met and painted postcards, I went to the LBJ Presidential Library. And it was fire, as the kids say. I will just tell you, I love a presidential library. You learn so much. And I love that they always, at least the ones that I've been in, they always have a timeline of like where the United States was, right? Like what we were watching on TV, what kind of foods we were eating, what we were reading, what we were listening to. I love that because it does, like, okay, because then in your head you have something to hook it to. Do you know what I mean? I work much better when I have something to connect it with, connect whatever was happening. I did use a pencil, Tam. Something to connect it to within your own life. Right? So one of the things that I was thinking as I walked through, and as you walk through, you see like all of that president's accomplishments. And I will just tell you, there were so many things that President Johnson, like policies that he implemented, initiatives that he got through, oh my gosh, acts that he got and bills that he got passed. He wanted to create the Great Society. That was kind of his moniker. his motto, talking point for him. And so there were so many things that I didn't realize that he was the one who started. And then I was walking around the gift shop, as I do. I found these postcards, and I've sent them to quite a few people. But I saved one for me, of course, please. Okay, so look at all of the things that he passed, that he signed these pieces of legislation. Voting rights, Civil Rights Act, fair housing, immigration, war on poverty, Department of Housing and Urban Development, aid to Appalachia, Indian vocational training, aid to education, higher education, teacher corps, guaranteed student loans, clean air, wilderness areas, clean water, Redwoods Park, scenic river, scenic trails, Medicare and Medicaid. Did you realize that? That was kind of interesting to me. Heart, cancer, stroke program, child health, narcotics rehabilitation, criminal justice, drug controls, juvenile delinquency controls, truth in packaging, where they're supposed to tell us the truth. Highway safety, that was the seatbelt. I saw that. There was a display about that. Mine Safety, Product Safety Commission, Kennedy Cultural Center, Arts and Humanities Foundation, Public Broadcasting. You know I love me some PBS. Tax reduction, farm program, aid to small business, American Development Bank, arms control, food for India, outer space treaty, Department of Transportation, Cold War GI Bill, urban mass transit, federal highway aid, Freedom of Information Act, and Vietnam vet benefits. What a guy. What a guy. Yes, Lynn, I agree. And then, the next day, I went to Lady Bird's Wildflower Center. Oh my gosh. So while I'm talking about that, let's draw some legs. So we're gonna take our time and draw legs. But take your time so they don't look all wonky and crazy. Because when I did my first one, I drew them fast and they look cuckoo. And look at that one. It's not even the same length. So anyway, I went to the Ladybird's Wildflower Center. And I will just say, you know what the cool thing was? That it was all outside. There was a gift shop there that I went in and spent lots of money in, just like LBJ's. You're right, Tam. I love me a good gift shop. And I will tell you, I always do a little birthday / Christmas shopping there. Because they always have unusual things, There was, I will say, I'll talk about all the wildflowers in a second, but first, let me tell you something I saw in the gift shop. They had terrarium kits, and I would have bought it, but it weighed a ton, and it was all glass, and I thought, oh, how am I going to get that home? But let's do a terrarium together. I haven't done a terrarium since the 70s, but I thought, oh my gosh, let's do that. So watch for that in the upcoming weeks. So the Ladybird Wildflower Center was just breathtaking and awe-inspiring, and just trails and trails and trails and trails. When it's so many trails, you don't really know how far you walked. Do you know what I mean? Because there's just all these trails and they kind of intersect, and I had the hardest time finding the bathroom because I kept looking at the map, but I was like, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this the watchtower? Wait a minute. I got myself all mixed up. But they had so many cool gardens, and I was trying to find something at one point, and everybody take a drink. And I found a a little snake went slithering past me, and you know what? Didn't even freak me out. Yes, it is very cool, Valerie. So let's just do a circle. That seems like the easiest to me. Okay, so now we've drawn all the bodies and all the heads and all the legs. Now let's have them holding hands. So we're going to draw a little V, right? And what I found was, I was thinking about my mom a lot while I was there. Because a long time ago, I was here in Texas, and I had taken pictures of myself in the blue bonnets. We had timed that perfectly. I don't know how that happened, but we did. And I sent that picture to my mom, and she said, "Thank you, Lady Bird." And so that's how my quest to learn so much more about Lady Bird Johnson happened. And since that trip many years ago, and I've made many trips to Texas since then. That's a long one. I have just made it a little bit of a goal to learn more and more about First Ladies. You know, I have said this before. Everybody has their beliefs, right? But I find the idea, I'm not a very political person. I believe what I believe, and you believe what you believe, and all of that jazz. But I do find, I think I need a napkin to rest my hand because I feel like I don't want to smear ink. I do find people in those roles, especially first ladies, and now first gentlemen, that's a unpaid position. But the world is watching you. The world is watching where you go and what you do and blah, blah, blah. I can't imagine living that life. But, and it's always fascinating to me, like, what platforms they pick. And they don't usually pick political kind of platforms. Do you know what I mean? They pick, like, for the betterment of America platforms. And so, I find that fascinating, and I find the whole, just the whole premise kind of fascinating. Anyway, Lady Bird. So I was thinking about my mom an awful lot when I was at the Wildflower Center, and I was thinking about Lady Bird, and what that must have been like to be, you know, she was a very intelligent woman. There was a lot in the Johnson Presidential Library that talked about her and where she had, the places that she had, like her life. Do you know what I mean? It was quite fascinating. She was very smart. She had her own money. I love that. She, anyway, she started the Highway Beautification Act and worked tirelessly on that. And so now, so I will tell you, now, after I had that initial conversation with my mom all those years ago, now every time I see wildflowers on the side of the road, I say, thank you, Lady Bird. So, this wildflower center is full of Texas wildflowers, obviously. And there were so many that, and I think I know my flowers, but there were so many that I had never heard of. And so, you know, when I got to the little shop, the little gift shop, I was looking for packets of seeds. And I did get some packets of seeds, but there were some they didn't have. So I will be looking for them. There was this one flower called the wine cup. And it was kind of a deep, good morning, Deb. How are you? Okay, so now that we have our circle of friends, right? We have our whole loved ones. Now we're going to draw shadows. So think about your light source. So my light source is coming from here, right? So if my light source is coming from here, that means the shadows are going to be here. Do you know what I'm saying? So think about that. So if my light source is here, if your light source is here, your shadows are going to fall this way. So think about that. So it's a good lesson in light and shadow. Okay, so my light source is here. My shadows are going to fall here. So take your time. So I picked a very light gray marker. You pick whatever you have. And take your time and give everybody a shadow, even if it's just a little bitty one in between people, like when they're stacked, kind of like this, right? And then remember here, you're going to have barely anything, right? It's going to go okay, where am I? Right? These think about your shadow. And it is very dark in this room. And I have the curtain open as far as possible. But, okay, but over here, my shadows are going to be on this side, right? My light source is here. So I like to do the ones I know for sure, right? And then kind of come back and fill in the ones right. There we go. And my gray is so light that it's okay if I go the wrong direction, and I'm just kind of flicking it, right? And then, whew, everybody take a drink. right? Now, I brought a darker gray that I thought I could do a little bit of a deeper shadow right at their feet. And if you feel like it's stark, come back in with your light gray and kind of blend it out. Right? Are you starting to, is it starting to take shape for everybody? Do you see it? I know my light is so awful in this room. Whoops, whoops. Let's see if I can turn this slightly. Sort of. Blend it out. Totally taking shape. I'm loving it so much. I hope that you are too. I hope that you are growing your circles. These, I'm going to try and pull more straight out. But just think, you know, as I was fiddling with my practice one, the more and this is my horrible practice one, but just know that, you know, everybody, remember, they're all a work in progress. But as I was fiddling with this, I thought about how many applications we could do with this. Number one, the shape that you create, right? So this one I did a spiral. You could do, like I said, you could do a letter, you could do other shapes, you could do a heart, you could do a 4-leaf clover, you could do a flower, you could do whatever, right? But you can also play with your medium. So I used markers, but you could absolutely do this with watercolors, right? You would just have to think about, you would have to do a round and let it dry, and then do a round and let it dry, right? Because we don't want bleed in between. You could use art crayons. You could use pastels. You could use colored pencils. You could use so many things, right? So just think about all the possibilities and then play with those in your art journal. That's what your art journal is for, right? Play with those different techniques and those different mediums and how it's going to be different with each different medium. I was even thinking about acrylics. Oops, sorry, I keep hitting that. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm sure that's dizzying. I saw this girl, and she was like, I've painted with bamboo skewers before because it makes cool marks, right? But she used an apple stick. So it's thicker than a bamboo skewer, right? But you could get like some really cool techniques from that. What if we did we could do our bodies with jelly pens, right? You could just do little ovals of all different colors. So you could pick whatever color scheme you wanted. You could pick, oh my gosh, so many things, right? So many things. So, I hope that you just open yourself up to all the possibilities, right? All the possibilities. Hey, Cindy, where are you in Texas? Everybody take a drink. I'm curious. I have ink on my arm, on my hand. You know it never stops. You know it never stops. So I did do... Oh, okay. Well, you never know. I might be there in July for a family wedding. So, I don't know. Maybe we can meet and have a Coke together or something. I don't know. Northern Texas. So where are you, Letitia? Curious minds want to know. So Austin is such a fun city. I can't tell you how much fun I'm having here. Well, Letitia, maybe you could meet us. We could all meet. That would be fabulous. I will. Wait a second, my light source is here. Just know that you are always needing to double check your work. Do you know what I mean? Stop it right this minute, Tam. Stop it right this minute. Were you dying? Were you dying? Oh, are you? Okay, cool. Cool. I will let you guys know when I know. You know? Yeah, it's so funny. So Jeff's here for a conference, you know? And I guess I didn't notice his lanyard before last night. And he came in, he was wearing it, and I said, "Does your lanyard say howdy?" And he was like, "Yes." Oh, so funny. Yeah, but remember that flower purse, Tam, Brent, Keely. Remember the flower purse. Guys, I'm loving it so much. I feel like I really want to work on these guys. Don't be in a rush with this. I could have. It was too many years ago, and it wouldn't be cute anymore. It's okay, Tam. It's okay. I promise. Okay, so Lynn, just go back to your light source. Go back to your light source. I have done it just while I'm talking to you. Remember that your light source is on this side or this side, right? So if your light source is here, shadows are going to fall that way. But think about, if your light source is here, you're not going to have much shadow here, right? And if your light source is here, then at some point, they're going to change from the inside of the circle to the outside of the circle, right? And as you do that, you're going to start to see the, it start to take shape. Your circle will start to really take shape. Okay, what do you think? I'm loving it. I'm loving it, loving it. So I do lights horse. Now I'm just going to add little bits of the darker gray. Right? It's not going to be as pronounced, but let's soften it. I know lots of people do this with just like a quick go around, but I feel like it's good to take your time. Oh, Valerie, you crack me up. There we go. Good morning, Nancy. How are you? Oh my gosh, I'm loving this so much. I'm loving this so much. Oh, I do want to soften these. There we go. Yeah, some of mine are the same, Tam. Are you having fun? That's the most important thing. That is the most important thing. So I am going to look up the comfort book and pick a page. So for this one, I was like, well, let's pick, so I can just look at the chapters, right? How do we random? Okay, ready? Is that a good one, or is that? I was just gonna pick something randomly, and look at me. I'm just making it bigger than it needs to be. Let them flow. All those unspoken thoughts, all those suppressed emotions, all those unacknowledged difficulties, all those guilty secrets, all those painful memories, all those hidden corners, all those awkward truths, all those undressed wounds, all those uncomfortable ideas, all those latent longings and denied desires, all that water building behind the dam. Don't wait for that pressure to build. Don't wait to burst wide open. Let them flow, let them flow, let them flow. Oh, you guys, that was a good one. So I'm just going to tell you, when I was at, so I told you about the little snake I saw at the at the wildlife center, Wildflower Center. But there was the wildlife too, because I saw the funny little lizard that was really quite green, but he had kind of a pattern on his back. I took a picture. But I saw the butterflies were in abundance. I hope that some of my, I just kept snapping pictures of every single flower, every single nameplate that told you what the flower was. It was just incredible. And the thing that I kept thinking about was that it's not a place that, I told you, like, you have no idea how far you walked. You have no idea. Because it's a bunch of trails and they all kind of zigzag and, do you know what I mean? Loop into each other, blah, blah, blah. But you walk slowly because you want to see every single thing, right? So I kept thinking, you know what? It was the perfect wander and ponder. It was the perfect wander and ponder. Because I had times where I was really concentrating on seeing the flowers and seeing the grasses, the wild grasses, and all of the things, and the butterflies that were pollinating like nobody's business, and the bees that were pollinating like nobody's business. But it wasn't super crowded. It wasn't noisy. It was quite tranquil and quiet, actually, very peaceful. Holy tamale. All I kept thinking, besides my mom and Ladybird, was, which kind of ties in here, was just keep discovering. Just keep discovering. Just keep discovering all kinds of things, right? Keep discovering new kinds of flowers that maybe you've never seen before. Keep discovering new patterns and new, maybe you see somebody who has a super cute skirt on and you love the pattern on her skirt, or maybe you have a new kind of lemonade, or, yesterday you saw that I did eat my orange and it was quite delicious. I will say it was quite delicious. And I was a little concerned because Jeff, when you're in a downtown, it's not like you go to a Safeway or something. The grocery store was kind of a fancy pants grocery store. And they had like one little bowl with fruits in it. And there were just a couple oranges, and he brought me the least green. And you can see in the picture I posted yesterday, there's a little bit of green, but I will just tell you that orange was so juicy and delicious. It met all of my orange expectations. It was perfect. It was perfect. So as I'm looking at this, I feel like I want to put something in the center, some kind of sentiment hand lettered in the center. And I'm feeling like I really want to do something about our art community. But think about how you could incorporate this into, you could do your family, you could do a classroom, you could do you know what I mean? You could do so many things. Ooh, one cool thing that I saw, how am I doing on time? One cool thing that I found at the Johnson Presidential Library was a portrait of Ladybird painted by, are you ready? Norman Rockwell. Oh my gosh. It was so gorgeous. I took a picture of that. And what was the other thing? Oh, they had a replica of the Oval Office, and it was much smaller than you imagine. That was kind of interesting. It had a replica of Ladybird's office, and it was so dang cute. You could just see, and there was a little sign that said her favorite place to file was the floor. I loved that. And there was on her desk, there was a little plaque thing, and it said "Can Do," and that came from President Johnson. And he, and you know what? And you could buy them in the gift shop, and I totally forgot to get one because I thought, I wanted, because President Johnson classified people as people who can do and people who, you know, don't. Anyway, I want to be a can-do person. So, I just thought that was, and she had one on her desk. It was just cute. It was just cute. And the furniture was very of the 60s, I will just tell you. And the technology was so of the 60s. Like, he was so cutting edge, and he had 3 TVs that were those, they were smallish, but they were, you know, this big, thick, heavy tube TVs, which is so, so foreign now, you know. I hope that you take this idea and run with it. Do it, with, like I said, do it with paints, do it with gel pens, do it with art crayons, do it with all the things, all the things. And then as you're doing it, you're going to start to see like a billion applications for it, I think. So I want to do some kind of hand lettering in here. Something with belong or I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. How am I doing on time? I have a few more minutes. So what else can I tell you? Like I said, it's supposed to rain today, and so I think I'll be staying inside. That will make me work. And I'll have more to report. Oh, newsletter will probably go out on Sunday this week because I don't get home until late Friday night. And then I have people coming over on Saturday. And so either late Saturday night or early Sunday morning. So count on Sunday. And because I was supposed to bring my laptop and I didn't. Sorry. Anyway. But we'll have ourselves a time, won't we? I hope everyone has an amazing rest of the week. I hope you have a fantastic Friday. I hope that you will continue creating this in your art journal, and that your brain will start to think of like other things that we can do with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, think of other applications. I love you too, Tam. I love you too. I hope that everybody has, like I said, make it a tremendous Thursday. Make tomorrow a fantastic Friday. Make Saturday a spectacular Saturday, and so on and so on and so on. And remember how much you all inspire me, and you just fill my heart. I hope I fill yours. I adore you all, and thank you so much for hanging with me. And remember, I'm trying to think how did I forget it already? The comfort book. What did we read today? Just a sec. My iPad's going very slowly. Oh well. Oh well. Oh, peanut butter on toast. Remember that one? That one was so good. Let them flow. Let them flow, everybody. Let them flow. Those unspoken thoughts. Just let them flow. All those troubling, icky things in your noggin, just let it flow. I'm trying really hard to just let myself have my thoughts and feelings, and then just let them just pass on through me, you know? I hope you do the same. I hope you do the same, my friends. I adore you all, and I will see you on Monday. Valerie, don't forget, Monday is Stitch Along next week, because next week I'm home for a few days and then I fly to my dad's. So next time I'll be home for Monday, and then I will be doing a pop and paint party from my dad's dining room table on Thursday. I think we're only having one next week. I need to check my calendar, but I'll put it in the newsletter, and I'll be sure to let you guys know. I adore you all. Thank you so much, everybody. See you soon. Bye, everyone.